Hi guys, this is Carter Wetzel with Secure Secrets, and today I'm going to be running you through a tutorial to get VirtualBox on your computer, get Ubuntu up and running on this virtual computer. It's a Linux distribution, and then with that, be able to install the secret client, which allows you to interact with the secret network. We're going to walk through these steps as efficiently as possible. I have all the links below in chronological order of this video and how to run through it. So without further ado, let's get started. So step one is going to be downloading VirtualBox. That's in that first link below. You'll click on your respective distribution, whether you're a Windows or a Mac, whatever have you. You'll go ahead and install VirtualBox. You'll run through that installation process just like any other program, hitting that next, get that installed. And here is step number two. We'll go ahead and open up VirtualBox and see what it looks like. This is the user interface. When you start, you won't have any images on the left here. These represent your different virtual computers that you can have. And before we can go ahead and get this Linux distribution launched so you can install the secret client, get interacting with the secret network, we need to install an ISO file. And what the ISO file is, essentially holds a pre-configured setup for your computer. So where do we go and get that? That's going to be link number 2, listed in the description below. You'll go to linuxvmimages.com with images Ubuntu 18.04, and you will go ahead and install the VirtualBox image onto your computer. Now, when you do this, it's going to go into your downloads as a compressed file. It's going to be a zip file because it's a pretty massive overhead file. Like you should have space on your computer, but it's 3.5 gigs, right? It's a good amount of space. So once you get that into your downloads, I moved it to here for this tutorial, but you'll find it in your downloads folder. You'll go ahead and extract it anywhere you want. You can just do extract all if you're on a Windows, and eventually, once it goes through this lengthy extraction process, it usually takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how quick your computer is. You'll end up with a file that looks like this. You see this little orange box here, and the file type, if you can just double check here, it's going to be a .ova. It's an open virtualization format archive on the file type. Once you have that extracted, ready to lock and load, we can go ahead and create our virtual computer on our VirtualBox. So we go back over here, we go to File in the upper left hand corner, and we go Import Appliance. So right here it's looking for our file. In this case, we're going to go ahead and select that ISO file that we extracted, this one right here. We're going to go ahead and open that and go to the next step. Now here's what I was talking about with all of those pre-made imports. All of these details, traditionally when you use VirtualBox and you make your own virtual computer, when you're in expert mode, you can decide your different allocation, you can decide all these different decisions, but with an ISO, all of that's done for you already. We've selected it. We're now going to go ahead and import the application. We're going to agree to the licensing agreement, and now we begin to import the virtual disk. Hey guys, we're back. We just finished the importing of the appliance, and we're now ready to power up our virtual computer. But before we do that, we need to make an important change to the network settings. You see, you'll click on Settings here under your virtual box, your Ubuntu VirtualBox. We're going to go to Settings. And when we go to network, you're going to change from a bridged adapter over to NAT. And what NAT does, it allows your virtual computer to dynamically generate an IP address, just like your computer does right now. The default setting is a bridged adapter, but unfortunately, your virtual computer doesn't actually have a bridged adapter, but that was the imported default value. So we have to change it to a NAT, or else when we try to run the VirtualBox, it's going to throw an error. It's not going to work. So we switch to NAT right there, and we go ahead and we power up our VirtualBox by clicking on Start. And this initial boot up can take a while. Once again, A lot of it's dependent on your hardware capabilities. My computer's decently slow, so, and by decently slow I mean pretty darn slow. So I will resume this video once we're on the login page. All right, we're back on our home page for our distribution here, and just so you can see, this is a drag. You can drag around this window with your virtual computer. Computer within a computer, you could say, which is just, I think, is one of the coolest pieces of software that's kind of ever been put together and freely available. Wish I would have found out about it sooner than a couple of years ago, because I would have been messing around with things a lot sooner. So we're going to go ahead and click on this Show Applications button in the bottom left corner. So on this search bar here, we're going to go ahead and type in terminal. And while that's loading, I'm going to pull up the Enigma GitHub. So hopefully you're familiar with this page. This will be linked below as well. This is your go-to place for documentation and guides to interact with the secret network blockchain. But before we can do that, we need to install the secret client. Now that we have our VirtualBox with an Ubuntu distribution on it, now we can go ahead and install secret client. So where do we find that? You can scroll down on this page and go to install the secret client, like client for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So go ahead and click on this right here. There we go. We're going to go ahead and open up terminal right there. And now we're going to go back to this secret client page on the GitHub. So as you can see here, this is the install the secret client, secret network light client. And we do that by going to step 1. Now it says get the latest release of secret client for your OS. It's a little bit confusing because we have the install command right here, but everything you need for step 1 and 2 is located in this first step right here. So we're going to scroll down here. We're going to skip step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Only reason those are there are for if you already have the secret client installed, or if you have a node running, you need to update. All of that is just for those people, but this tutorial is for those of you who've never installed anything. So our first step is we need to go to step 5, which is download essentially the file that's this package that once we unpackage it, we'll be able to install secret client on our virtual computer. So you can go ahead and copy and paste it over. I'm going to do this manually just because I don't have copying and pasting between your VirtualBox and your actual computer enabled. And you won't either initially, and I'm not going to bother with setting that up. I'm just going to type it in really quick. Plus then you can see precisely what I put in here. Because sometimes when people copy and paste things really quickly, they'll be like, what the heck, what did you just use? So 0.2.1 / secret network 0.2.1 _ AMD 64.debian. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and run this right here. And as you can see, it is installing the secret network, the file, the package, one could say. Now we need to go ahead and unpackage this whole file. Now, this is on this step right here, on step 6, which is install the package that we just downloaded. So we're going to run this command right here, the sudo dpkg, with those flags and then that specific file. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and put in sudo dpkg -i secret network _0.2.1 _ AMD 64.debian. So this is going to go ahead and unpack this secret network package right here. So we'll just wait for that. And as it unpacks this, I'm going to pull back up the GitHub over here. And we're going to go ahead and go back now. We did step 5, we did wget, we did the install. Now we need to configure this. Now you don't need to do this right here because we just did that in step 1. Already did that. That's what we just did just right now, the unpacking of the network and the setting up. but now we need to configure it. So I'm going to be running through all of these commands right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of these right now. So I'm going to move my screen back over to this other one, but you can follow along on the GitHub. It's all of these commands right here. And this is to just configure everything so we're good to go. So that's secret client configure, chain ID, secret 1. Boom, that's the first configuration. Now we'll do the second one. The JSON file right there, got that configuration. Now I don't know exactly what all these flags do, but we know they're necessary because they're part of the instructions, so that's what we do. I mean, it's setting up the mainnet chain ID, and I understand, you know, what they're going for. I just don't know the exact details, but that's why we have these nice little configuration steps. So this is the third, or this is the fourth one. Looks like we're setting up our full node address in relation to this TCP. So I'm just going to double check that secret client, configure the node with TCP, bootstrap, .mainnet, .enigma, .co, 26657. Go ahead and do that. Configuration saved. Final configuration right there. I'm going to go ahead and clear the screen. This is the final part. This is the fun check. We go secret client status. And now that we've configured everything, this should give us all the good stuff. And it does. You can see here some validator info. You can see the latest block hash. You can see the latest app hash. You can see everything about kind of the network status right here. Now take a look at the latest block hash right there, the E288. We're going to do status again, and this block should be different. I think the blocks are every 4 seconds. So like I said, the latest block hash right here was E288. And now this newest hash, see that right there? Latest block hash, 7978. So you are live, you are connected, you are able to communicate with the secret network, as you can see, based off of the blocks being updated. Now here's the fun stuff. You're all set up now. You're good to go. What are some commands that we can do to play around with the secret network now that we've verified that we've installed it, we're connected, we can see the secret network? I think the really fun one is how to participate in on-chain governance, or how to use the secret light client. Either or, I'm going to do on-chain governance because I think it's a fun one. So we'll scroll all the way down because I think this is a fun one. We'll do secret client, query the governance parameters. Now, if you've watched any of our committees before with the secret network, you'll see that often there's discussions about what a quorum is and what it means to update governance protocols. And this shows us what secret clients, or what the secret network's governance parameters are. So we've got the voting parameters, the tally parameters, the deposit parameters, all of that stuff is right here, and we just pulled that from the secret network code. Like, that's all here. This is the stuff that we discuss about changing. Let's see. Another one we can do is secret client query governance proposals. So this will pull all of the proposals that have been sent to the secret network. And these, here we go. We just did this live. We didn't use a website. This is directly from the secret network. And we're going to scroll up here. You can see all of the different governance proposals that people have made with descriptions, with different amount requests. All of that's right here. And we just pulled that live from the secret network. You are here. You are in the thick of it. And finally, I'll close with this. So I just showed you how to participate in on-chain governance. What's super empowering is if you go here, the secret network light client, you can make your own keys. You can import your own keys. You can send stuff to your address that you just made. You have the ability to interact with smart contracts, the ability to send tokens, to query different events. All of that is here. All of these different commands you can play around with. All of it's at your disposal. So anyways, guys, that is the tutorial. This this is Secure Secrets. Feel free to delegate your secret to our validator. We're passionate about the network. We're going to continue to put out different pieces of content for the community because we really care. We care about growing the network. We care about privacy. And hopefully this video was helpful for you. You now got VirtualBox set up, you got Ubuntu set up on your computer, and you got the secret client set up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. I would love to hear from you guys how you felt about this video, what I could do better. And as I said before, there'll be more content on the way. So thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to comment. And as we like to say here at Secure Secrets, long live privacy and the future of Web 2.0. So have a nice day, guys.